This is your favorite curator, the digital collectible purrator. And if you've ever sold an NFT, this is why. Most people do not sell, most people do not sell the top, they sell the bottom, right? At the end of the day, markets are, they're not just the price. They're moving in like they're moving in like a cyclical behavior. Markets are emotional cycles, right? People are not really, they're aware of it, but they don't act to it, right? And having said that, I'm just stating the obvious because I've already made like a video on what kind of like stage of the market we're in, which is the depression stage, right? To basically like sum up like a few things, like let me just like get the market psychology chart here. Boom. Market psychology cheat sheet. You see like all the run up, disbelief, hope, optimism, belief, thrill, euphoria, complacency, and then you have like the capitulation part, right? Anxiety, denial, panic, capitulation, anger, and depression. Ta-da! Right? We're there, right? Low volume. There's not a lot of hype anymore. Twitter feels dead on this subject, right? Builders have been like either quiet or just like quit the market. Many like speculators have left, right? Those are like all the characteristics on like the depression stage, but like bear with me because like there's actually like a lot of positivity to this as well. Having said that, all hope is gone, right? If we're looking at like the charts, right, charts compared to the market psychology cycle, right? You see like all of the charts on like the major NFT brands, they kind of look similar. I mean, like they're obviously not identical, right? But like if you would compare this to this, I think it's kind of fair to say that all of them look like they're very much in the depression stage, right? And also, like, if you just like reflect on how people have been interacting within the space, it's never going to be a thing anymore. NFTs are dead. I should have sold earlier, right? I mean, like, I'm talking to so many people who have like this kind of same experience, and I mean, like, anyone tuning in might have felt like the same way about it. About Ethereum, about NFTs at some time. So, why do people sell here? Because at the end of the day, we all know, right, that you should not be selling here, right? We all know that you should be selling high and be buying low. So why do people do this? People want to like stop feeling the pain, right? That's one. Like they want to avoid feeling pain. Like they've obviously made an investment they should not have done in hindsight. So they sell to just like cut the losses, move elsewhere, and not have to deal with like the pain and like the trauma anymore, right? Loss of narrative. Like a lot of people do not, like they cannot comprehend that like this industry might not be dead, but it's just like moving in cycles, right? And last but not least, and like this is the part which is like slightly painful, let's just like say it like it is, there's social silence, right? If we're looking at NFTs, like a few years ago we had like some of like the biggest celebrities, I believe, like Ice Cube, Jimmy Kimmel, Justin Bieber, all flexing on media, on like their Bored Apes, their DGOTs, on whatever. Those people have left, right? You can get those like pieces of art at like a minus 90 something percent valuation right here, right now, right? So how does that like relate to like NFTs right here, right now? Many of like the floor holders have exit, right? Look at the chart. No shit, right? Grills are kind of illiquid, right? Because like there's not a whole lot of interest like in like the NFTs or the grills just to begin with, right? And the communities they just grow quiet, right? But you know what? The depression stage is not when markets die. It is like a big reset at the end of the day. And that's just the truth to it, right? I mean, like, let's just call it like it is. Speculators are I mean, like they're leaving, but like strong new players are coming into the market to actually like build upon their collections. Collectors are stepping in, right? So rather than like people just like wanting to get rid from like the pain they're feeling, people feeling hopeless, right? Like being on being negatively affected by the fact that there's no narrative at the end of the day. There are new strong players, collectors who feel like, well, these are actually the prices to where I've always been looking to get in if I were to have the chance. And fact is, historically speaking, now is the time, right? Fact is, if you appreciate the collectability of these things, right, the art never really changed. If you stepped into like these markets because you thought it would be nice to like speculate on these things, well, I mean, it went up and it went down. If you're getting into like the market right now to kind of build upon like your collection, historically speaking, we're at low valuations, right? Against like the native currency, like we're kind of at like the bottom levels, and like pretty much on like a lot of like these collections have like a all-time low kind of like valuation against like the US dollar. I should actually like just show you guys. Look at DGOTS, for example, here. Here. Nope. Here. Boom. We're sitting at like pre-pump prices. We never made like a lower low. No, I mean like on the US dollar chart, right? Again, all-time low prices, folks. Let's just say what it is, right? So if you are a enthusiast within this space, then these are the kind of prices to where like, you know what, like why not throw some beer money at it, right? You got to understand, folks, at some point Pokemon cards were worthless, right? Like how many moms gave away their children's collections for nothing at all, if only if they hadn't, right? So yeah, just zoom out, study the behavior, not so much the price, right? Fact is, whether like whatever the price was in the past, it's not there right now. But if you are looking to collect, this might actually be like a great opportunity to like start collecting again, right? Don't let anyone fool you. Focus on like the quality of like the projects you would like to get into. Focus on like the communities which are still alive and kicking, right? Focus on the communities which are still expanding, even though they might be making like a whole lot less noise these days, right? But then again, if we are looking at like this chart and we're comparing that to some of like the major projects yet again, there are some similarities there. And like it definitely ticks all of the boxes when it comes down to the way people should be behaving within like the depression stage, right? So choose for yourself. Are you a speculator in these things? Do you not ever believe in the market again? Did you buy high and you sold low? It is what it is. These things happen in like any assets, whether it be stocks, whether it's crypto, whether it's bonds, whether it's Pokemon cards, whether it's NFTs. People always sell for like the same prices. For the same prices. Sorry, guys. Like I'm a little rattled. People always sell for the same reasons, right? They at the end of the day, they don't want to like feel the pain of like having an asset which is like depreciating or going sideways. Everyone is leaving the industry, yada yada yada. But at some times, right, bottoms form and hands change. And I believe that within NFTs, we're kind of in that affliction point. And having said that, the next phase is where things really start to get interesting. I'm purring out. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you for tuning in. On to the next one.